welcome. Thank you for coming out to the Wayland Library this evening. We are very excited to have Sarah McQuaid here from across the pond to share her music with us. I want to thank the Friends of the Library for sponsoring this event, as well as Arts Wayland, our co-sponsor. You're welcome to take pictures, but please no flash. And also I wanted to put in a plug for our next open mic night right here in the Round Room on December 12th. It's the second Tuesday of every month. I'll welcome Sarah.
Thank you so much, Courtney. It's really lovely to be here, and it's lovely to see Chris again as well. There you are, Chris. Where is he? There he is. Because it was the Northborough Library, wasn't it, where you invited me to play before, and now I'm delighted to see him again here in Wayland and be in this beautiful rotunda. It's fantastic. I don't know if your viewers online, to whom, hello, anybody who's watching the live stream, there's a gorgeous frieze going around the ceiling and wonderful chandelier. Fantastic atmosphere. So thank you so much, all of you, for coming along. This is week 7 of a 7-week US tour. We started out on the East Coast at the beginning of October, and we went into the Midwest, into Ohio, down into Texas via Kansas and Missouri, and back up north again, and then down to South Carolina, and then from there we've been gradually working our way back up the East Coast, and we are now in the home stretch. I'm going home soon, and it's lovely to be here. Oh, hard is the fortune of all womankind. We're always controlled, we're always confined, controlled by our fathers until we're made wives, then slaves to our husbands for the rest of our lives. I am a poor young girl, my fortune is sad, for once I was courted by the wagoner's lad. He courted me fairly by night and by day, but now he is loaded and going away. Your parents don't like me because I am poor. They say I'm not worthy to enter your door. I work for my living, my money's my own, and if people don't like me, they can leave me alone. Your horses are hungry, come feed them some hay. Come sit down beside me for as long as you stay. My horses ain't hungry, they won't eat your hay. I'm going to Wyoming, they can graze on the way. Your wagon needs greasing, your whip is to mend. Come sit down beside me for as long as you can. My wagon is loaded, my whip in my hand. So fare thee well, darling, no longer to stand. Then he cracked his big whip, and away he did go. And that was the grief to this girl, you must know. If ever I see him, I'll crown him with joy, and I'll kiss the sweet lips of my wagoner boy. I can love you right lightly, or I can love long. I can stay without no love till a new one comes on. I can court him and kiss him and keep him with ease, then turn my back on him and court whom I please. Thank you so much. That was an old American folk song that I learned from my mother when I was little. I used to lie in bed and I'd have the door of my bedroom cracked open just a tiny bit. And she used to be in the next room singing and playing her guitar, and I would occasionally call out requests. And sometimes she'd say, okay. And that was when I used to request a lot. I used to listen to it. It was also on an album we had by Joan Baez. So on Joan Baez's very first album, which was called Joan Baez. And I used to listen to it on my Mickey Mouse record player. And that was in Chicago. For those of you who are trying to place my accent and possibly not succeeding, I was born in Spain, which is where my father was from. I grew up in America, in Chicago, which is where my mother was from. And then I moved to Ireland, which is where my husband is from and where my children were born. And then after living in Ireland for 13 years, I moved with my husband and our 2 kids to Cornwall in the very far southwest of England. So there you have it. You would have figured it out for yourselves anyway, wouldn't you, just by listening to me. But this is one of the first songs I ever wrote, and I was still living in the USA when I wrote this. I recorded it on my very first album way back in '97, and then I decided to revisit it when I made my new album, the St Buryan Sessions, which we recorded live in a beautiful church in West Cornwall where I live. It was just the tail end of lockdown, so you weren't allowed to have audiences for concerts, but you were allowed to have a limited number of people working in one space. And we figured out that we could go in there, myself and my wonderful manager and sound engineer, Martin Stansbury, he's over there by the window, running the sound as always. He had the idea that we could go into this beautiful church and bring a film crew in with us. And because we didn't have an audience, the film crew could do whatever they wanted as far as getting cameras right into my face and rolling them around on track and so on. And that gave us loads of live video to put out while we were waiting to be able to go out and do live shows again, because we filmed the entire album as we were recording it live in the church. And so I decided to do a bit of a career retrospective and revisit this song. Here it is. It's one of the first songs I ever wrote. Charlie's Gone Home. Charlie's gone home now. I drove him downtown and dropped him off at the station and sweeping the floors now, changing the sheets and organizing the kitchen. And the house is so quiet, it feels so strange. Only 1 hour and everything's changed. It seems so empty. I feel so alone. It was a party that lasted a week and a half. We played music together and we drank, we laughed. Now it's over jokes and his teasing. He acted laughing so hard, there were tears in my eyes. Charlie's got a whole lot of stories to tell. He has an endless supply, and he tells them so well. He's had a wild life. He likes to revel and to roam. He's been filling my head up with the things that he's seen, the scrapes he's got into, and the places he's been, but now they're fading, 'cause Charlie's gone home. When Charlie is with me, my life is on hold. It takes all my time, things get out of control. I should be relieved that I'm finally able to breathe again. Charlie's gone home now. I drove him downtown and dropped him off at the station. I'm sweeping the floors now, changing the sheets and organizing the kitchen. And the house is so quiet, it feels so strange. Only 1 hour, everything's changed, it seems so empty. I feel so alone. It was a party that lasted a week and a half. We played music together and we drank, we laughed, and now it's over. 'Cause Charlie's gone home. It's over. 'Cause Charlie's gone home. It's over. 'Cause Charlie's gone home. So much, thank you. Well, do any of you remember, did you get to see the Northern Lights when we had the Northern Lights? We had them last May, and then we had them again in October, didn't we? Did you see them? Was it dark enough? Yeah. Oh, good. Because I was on tour at the time, up in Yorkshire, in the northeast of England, and it was, I was staying at a hotel right off the interstate highway, or the motorway as we call it in England, and so there was so much light pollution from the traffic going by on the motorway and the floodlights in the parking lot and the lights shining in from the hotel windows that you couldn't see anything. It was just a completely dark sky, and I was getting all these messages from all my friends and family saying, "Are you outside? Are you seeing it? Isn't it amazing? Isn't it wonderful?" And I couldn't see a thing, and I took, luckily for me, I took what was intended to be a humorous photograph. I was going to take a photo of the completely dark sky and send it off and say, well, this is what I'm seeing. But, lo and behold, when I held up my phone and pointed it at the sky, there on my phone screen were the Northern Lights. Beautiful. All these wonderful kind of ribbons of purple and green light dancing around in the sky, and I was snapping pictures wildly and sending them off, and my son was messaging me back and saying, your pictures are great, they look just like what I'm seeing, and I can't take a good picture at all, my phone just doesn't want to do it, and I'm so jealous of you. So, yeah, what could I do but write a song? Brand new song, here it is. I was in a hotel off the motorway. I just landed in from a show when the WhatsApps and messages all started flashing. So get yourself out there, check out what's happening. So I got up and put on my coat. The sky was as black as it ever was, but I held my phone all the same, and the view on my screen told a whole different story. The northern lights shimmering in all of their glory, like lemon juice ink with a flame. When I held up my phone to the sky, the whole crazy scene came alive. Ribbons and fountains of purple and green, cascading, flickering over my screen. In the glare of the lights in the car park, they couldn't be seen. But the whole crazy scene came alive when I held up my phone to the sky. Back in the bright hotel lobby, told the receptionist what I had seen. She gave me some chocolates, said that's on the house. And she picked up her phone and she headed on out to get her own shots of the view that she saw from her screen. That was kind of perfect, wasn't it? When I held up my phone to the sky, the whole crazy scene came alive. Ribbons and fountains of purple and green, cascading, flickering over my screen. In the glare of the lights in the car park, they couldn't be seen. But the whole crazy scene came alive when I held up my phone to the sky. On my son's university campus, he had no trouble seeing the show. The view was amazing, but he was frustrated. He wanted a picture, and he couldn't take it with the camera on his little phone. And each of us envied the other, neither one getting the gold, but we shared it together. That makes me glad. Sometimes technology isn't so bad when it gives us a memory to hold. When I held up my phone to the sky, the whole crazy scene came alive. Ribbons and fountains of purple and green, cascading and flickering over my screen. In the glare of the lights in the car park, they couldn't be seen. But the whole crazy scene came alive when I held up my phone to the sky. When I held up my phone to the sky. Thank you. Well, on the original album version of the song I'm going to do for you now, the backing vocals were contributed partly by my cat and partly by a pheasant who was kind of strutting around beside the studio where we were doing the recording. And over the course of the recording, the pheasant made it really clear that he was keen to contribute. He wanted to be part of the whole thing. And so we decided to give him his wish, and Martin went out with the microphone and recorded the pheasant, and we recorded my cat as well. And I don't have the cat or the pheasant here with me this evening. So how are all of you on animal noises? Are you good at them? It doesn't have to be all cats and pheasants. It can be absolutely anything. Horses, pigs, sheep, goats, donkeys, anything goes on this one. I was doing a concert on an island off the coast of South Carolina, and a man sitting right in front made a noise on this, when we got to the audience participation bit of this song, which I couldn't identify, and I said, "What was that?" And he said, "That was the mating call of the bull alligator." So feel free, I'll let you know when it's time for your big moment. There's a sparrow at my window and he's spoiling for a fight. He's attacking his reflection and he's puffing out with pride. Doesn't see the cat, he's watching from the windowsill inside. She stares at him intently with her gorgeous golden eyes, while he flaps and struts and chatters in futile exercise. Can't manage the invader though he tries and tries and tries. He could have built himself a nest instead of battling the stranger, but the image in the window pane is all that seems to matter. It's his enemy, nemesis, to hate and fear forever. Okay, you've now come to your big moment, so if you feel like doing anything like meow, that's my best pheasant. Anyone else? Any dogs? No? One dog. How about cats? Lots of cats. Excellent. Wolves? Sheep, ducks, birds of any kind, including farmyard poultry. Oh wow, that's a great. Oh, I hear a good chicken over there. Excellent. All right, well now let's go for kind of full-scale jungle cacophony or farmyard cacophony or whatever you want it to be. All at once, anything you like. 1, 2, 3, go. That was fantastic! Oh goodness, thank you. The cat is plump and glossy, she's prepared to bite her time, till the sparrow falls exhausted to the ground. And then she stands and stretches out her back, takes herself outside, she pads across the grass to find him. She never makes a sound. One sparrow down. Thank you so much. Well, when my eldest son was a lot smaller than he is now, the same one who was texting me from the university campus, when he was about this high, he was digging a great big hole in the back garden of our house, and I was trying to keep an eye on him out the kitchen window and see how he was getting on. I suddenly realized that I couldn't actually see him anymore, and so I went outside, and I still couldn't see him until I got right up to the very edge of the hole and looked down into it, and there he was, way down there, way over his head under the ground. Still digging, way down there. And I said, "Eli, if you dig any deeper, it could get dangerous." And as soon as the words were out of my mouth, I thought, oh man, that has to be a song. And I thought it would look awfully well on a t-shirt as well, so I had to go and write it then. Here it is. dig himself a hole, it's the biggest ever made. Boy in the garden, shovel and spade, biggest hole they ever made. I say, I know you're having fun, I don't want to make a fuss, but if you dig any deeper, it could get dangerous. Now we're drilling through the earth, building pressure all the time, splitting cracks in the rock to free the power inside. Drilling through the earth, pressure all the time, cracks in the rock, power inside. Some things are better left buried down under the crust, and if we dig any deeper, it could get dangerous. Put your shovel away, time to call it a day. Sometimes the way to fix a problem is to turn the pressure off, 'cause if you dig any deeper, it could get dangerous. Dig, 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 dig any deeper. Dig, 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 dig any deeper. Dig, 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 dig any deeper. Dig, 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 dig any deeper. Dig, 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 dig any deeper. Dig, 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 dig any deeper. We're bringing fire and flood, trembling ground. See the pale horses trembling sound. Fire and flood, trembling ground. Pale horses trumpet sound. I hope we can stop it, but we need to hurry up, 'cause if we dig any deeper, it could get dangerous. Dig any deeper, it could get dangerous. Dig any deeper, it could get dangerous. Great big thanks to the very wonderful Martin Stansbury over there. He works the magic. I always dreamed of someday being a trio of backing singers. Thanks to Martin's wonderful wizardry, I get to do that. But I've got another brand new song for you. Chris was asking me ahead of the show whether I had a new album in the pipeline, and I do. I've been playing these two new songs on this tour, and I've got a bunch more kind of half-written songs that I'm really keen to get back to work on as soon as I get back home again. And what I'm hoping to do, I've got a wonderful, great big, derelict but wonderful garage next to my house. And so it's got a lovely high peaked ceiling with beams going across it, and it's beautiful acoustic in there. And if I can just get the walls damp proofed and the roof repaired and the windows replaced and a couple of new doors, then it would make a really, really wonderful recording studio. So I'm hoping to do that over the coming 6 months or so, and hopefully be able to record a new album next summer. And so here's another of the new songs that I'm hoping to record on that album. And it's another song that came out of something that I heard myself saying out loud. Yes, just like that, out loud. And I heard myself saying, I got too many plates to juggle. And it was immediately pointed out to me that we don't generally juggle plates, do we? We juggle balls and batons, and we juggle tasks, and we keep the plates spinning, and we have a lot on our plate. But we don't juggle plates, but nevertheless, the whole image of the crockery flying around in the air, out of control, kind of expressed better than anything else I could say what I was feeling at the time. So I decided to go ahead and write this song, and it's got a little bit of audience participation just at the very tail end of the song. When the song is almost over, there's a bit where I sing, too many plates, and you sing back to me, too many plates, and then I'm going to sing, too many plates, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to say, too many plates, correct. So, too many plates,
Too many plates,
too many plates,
too many plates.
Perfect. I think that's just gonna work. I couldn't sleep again last night. So many tasks, so little time. All float round in circles in my overloaded mind. I got too many plates to juggle, and I can't keep them all in the air. I got too many plates to juggle, and it's driving me to despair. Too many plates, if I make a mistake, they're gonna shatter and break, and I'll be sweeping up the pieces. Got too many plates to juggle, and I can't keep them all in the air. I don't know how I got into this crazy situation. Don't know how I ever thought I'd cope with all the stress. Living in a constant state of fear and trepidation. Don't know if there's any way to sort out this mess. I got too many plates to juggle, and I'm scared I'm gonna let them fall. I got too many plates to juggle, and I can't keep track of them all. Too many plates, you know it gives me the shakes. I just can't seem to make the numbers add up anymore. Got too many plates to juggle, and I'm scared I'm gonna let them fall. Don't know how I got into this crazy situation. Don't know how I ever thought I'd cope with all the stress. I'm living in a constant state of fear and trepidation. Don't know if there's any way to sort out this mess. Too many plates to juggle, and I can't keep them all in the air. I got too many plates to juggle, and I don't know how they got up there. Too many plates, more than I can take. No wonder the anxiety is keeping me awake. I got too many plates to juggle, and I can't keep them all in the air. Okay, are you ready for your part? Here we go. Too many plates.
Too many plates,
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 too many plates.
too many plates.
Uh-oh. I got too many plates to juggle, and I can't keep them all in the air. Chris, Yes, I really liked your bit, the 2-minute play. We're gonna have to make sure somebody does that at all of my gigs, but I don't know quite how we're gonna engineer that, but it totally worked. Wow, thank you. So I mentioned my son, the one who was digging the great big hole in the back garden of the house. Well, he graduated this summer from Durham University in England with a degree in archaeology. And this week, just on Monday of this week, he started his very first full-time job as a trainee archaeologist with Cotswold Archaeology. And today, he went out on his very first dig. You never know how things are going to work out. But when he was a lot younger, he went through a phase of not sleeping well at night because he was worrying about things and lying awake worrying. And I said to him, why don't you just write down your worries on a piece of paper, and then they can be on the paper instead of in your head. And that actually worked for him. And he started sleeping again. But of course, I, being his mother, had to look at the piece of paper where he'd written his worries. And one of the things that he was most worried about was the underground volcano underneath Yellowstone National Park. He was worried that that was going to erupt and set off a big chain reaction of volcanoes all around the globe, which in turn would cause the complete destruction of the planet. Now, after I had written, yeah, exactly, it's horrible, isn't it, you know? And after I had written that, yeah, this is wonderful. Your child interjects at exactly the right moments and in exactly the correct tone of voice. Along with the clock behind me, it's brilliant. Anyway, so after I had written the song, which I'm about to play for you, this man came up to me after one of my concerts and he said, I'm a geologist. And you can tell your son that he doesn't need to worry so much about the volcano underneath Yellowstone. That one isn't such a big problem, at least not right away. However, and I said, stop. I don't want to know anymore. My son can't sleep, he's 10 years old. He's scared that Yellowstone will blow. And when it does, it could set off a mighty chain reaction. Volcanoes round the world exploding, darkened skies of lava flowing. His mind won't let it go. He's 10 years old. Try to tell him not to hurry. There's no point in dwelling on the things we can't control, especially when we're 10 years old. And try to tell him how the chances are so small that circumstances will combine to trigger that eventuality. And he looks back at me. He says, I know all that, but even so, my mind won't let it go. Well, I've got worries of my own, another simmering Yellowstone beneath the earth, releasing spurts each time the pressure rises. I know I'm not the only one to fear the ground I tread upon. Volcanoes of all kinds torment our minds. Who am I to say, don't worry? How can we help dwelling on the things we can't control? Even if we're more than 10 years old, The sea of molten rock below us haunts our dreams and undermines us, causing us to falter as we struggle on our way, just trying to live each day in hope that Yellowstone won't blow. Let it go. In Derby Cathedral, I read through the names on the wall, and I think of them all. I think of them all. Say a prayer for the souls of the faithful departed who've walked through these halls. Say a prayer for them all. Say a prayer for them all. So many who labor to praise their Creator with towers of glass, wood, and stone, where I wander alone. Soul, flesh, and bone. In Derby Cathedral, it's peaceful, but not in my mind. No peace can I find. No peace can I find. So many people in Derby Cathedral, soul, flesh, and bone, glass, wood, and stone. Ooh, in Derby Cathedral, I read through the names on the wall, and I think of them all. I think of them all. So many people, so many in Derby Cathedral, in Derby Cathedral, soul, flesh, and bone, soul, flesh, and bone, glass, wood, and stone, glass, wood, and stone. Soul, flesh, and bone, soul, flesh, and bone, glass, wood, and stone, glass, wood, and stone. Soul, flesh, and bone, soul, flesh, and bone, glass, wood, and stone, glass, wood, and stone. Soul, flesh, and bone, soul, flesh, and bone, glass, wood, and stone. Glass, wood, and stone. In Derby Cathedral I found my last home, my soul free to roam, my name carved in stone. Listen to the bells ringing out for me. In Derby Cathedral I found my last home, my soul free to roam, my name carved in stone. My name bells ringing out, my name bells ringing out. Listen to the cathedral I found my last home, my soul free to roam, my name carved in stone. My name bells ringing out, my name bells ringing out. Listen to the bells ringing out for me. So much. Well, are you ready to do a little bit more singing? It'd be really nice if you would. It's kind of important that you sing on this song because on this one, the last line of every verse is sung by you back to me after I've sung it. So you see, if I sing the line and then Tumbleweed goes tumbling across the front of the carpet, that just won't do. And I'm going to warn you in advance of the lines that you're going to be singing. This is not a song that I wrote. It's an old American folk song. It's another one I learned from my mother. We used to do it on long car journeys, and I would do the audience participation bit from the back seat of the car while she was singing up front. And so it's a song that tells the young ladies of Virginia to have nothing to do with the young men of West Virginia because no good will come of it. Great tradition of hating your neighbor that always seems to come in folk songs. But anyway, so at the end of the first verse, the line you're going to be singing is cornbread, molasses, and sassafras tea. At the end of the second verse, you're going to sing, honey, can you bake your Johnny cakes brown? At the end of the third verse, a pair of cotton socks that he wears the year round, which sounds wonderful, doesn't it? And at the end of the fourth verse, get up and fix my breakfast, you good-for-nothing thing. I do not recommend that you try that bit at home. Not very safe, possibly, but do if you like. Don't let me stop you. Here we go. Come on, you Virginia gals, and listen to my noise. Don't mess around with West Virginia boys. If you do, your ranch will be cornbread, molasses, and sassafras tea. Your turn. Cornbread, molasses, and sassafras tea. That was excellent. Could have been a little bit louder, but it was good. It was good. I'll take it. When he comes a-courtin', he'll bring along a chair. First thing he'll say, my daddy killed a deer. Next thing he'll say, before he sits down, honey, can you bake your Johnny cakes brown? Honey, can you bake your Johnny cakes brown? When he comes a-courtin', tell you what he'll wear. A long tail coat, just about to tear. A pair of old boots with the tops turned down. A pair of cotton socks that he wears the year round. A pair of cotton socks that he wears the year round. When he comes a-courtin', he'll whisper in your ear. First it's honey lamb and then it's deer. After you're married, no such thing. Get up and fix my breakfast, you good-for-nothing thing. So come on, you Virginia gals, and listen to my noise. Don't mess around with West Virginia boys. If you do, your ration will be cornbread, molasses, and sassafras tea. 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 reducing and reusing and recycling and all that good stuff. And I compost my kitchen scraps. And so I got to thinking, that it would be a really good thing if I could be composted after I died. You know, help the trees and the flowers to grow and kind of rejoin the cycle of nature, as it were. And I figured the best way of making sure everybody was on the same page as I was and knew that that's what I wanted was to write a song about it. So that's what I did. Here it is. It's called Break Me Down. Keep your coffin, you can keep your funeral urn. Don't want any stone above me, don't want my body burned. You want to wind up like a pharaoh, mummified in a museum. I don't want to be a prisoner in some marble mausoleum. Let me return to the earth when you so much for coming out this evening. Thanks so much to Courtney and Chris for inviting me here. It's been really lovely to be here. We'll give them and everybody, all the staff at the library, a great big hand. Oh, all right. And we also give a massive big hand to my very wonderful manager, sound engineer, suitcase carrier, driver, maker of musical magic, Martin Stansford. So yes, as Chris has ably demonstrated, I have t-shirts. I also have CDs. The CDs are cheaper if you get more than one. Special offer. There's a $5 discount on every CD you buy if you get more than one. So I do take credit cards. And my newest album, the St Buryan Sessions, is on it's actually on a double LP because it's a whole 70-minute live concert. And you cannot fit 70 minutes of music on a single LP record. So it's a special numbered, limited edition double LP on blue vinyl. Ooh. And I've got these nifty little USB drives also that have the whole concert film of the St Buryan Sessions on them, along with every music video I've ever made, a couple of documentaries about my work, and my entire complete digital discography. So all 7 albums, including an album I made under the band name Mama with a woman I met in Cornwall called Zoe. She's a former pop star, had a massive big single, which has kept her nicely ever since. One song. Keep writing them, keep hoping. Anyway, so yeah, all 7 albums, plus a few singles that never made it onto albums, all on one little stick, which is engraved with my artwork. And I've got guitar books all about the tuning I play in all the time. Dadgad, D-A-D, G-A-D. Especially as it applies to traditional Irish music, which is what I was mostly doing back when I wrote the book, way back in '95. And finally, I have a mailing list. And you can sign up to the mailing list in a couple of different ways. You can either just write your email address down on the sign-up sheet there, or if you like, you can pick up one of my flyers and take it home with you. And the flyers have on them all my tour dates and also my website address, both written out and as a QR code that you can just point your phone at, and it takes to the website. And there, you can not only sign up to the mailing list, but also, if you would like to help me make my garage studio into a reality, you could buy me a virtual coffee, which is a really nice thing to do. And that is the extent of my commercial message to you this evening. So thanks so much again for coming out. Thanks to everybody who's listening at home. And this is a song that was written by the great Jerry Jeff Walker. And it's called Mr. Bojangles. Almost to the right key. New man Bojangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair, a baggy shirt, and baggy pants. To the old soft shoe, he jumped so high, you know he jumped so high. Then it lightly touched down. I met him in the cell down in New Orleans. I was down and out. He looked to me to be the eyes of age, 'cause he spoke right out. He talked of life, you know he talked of life. Laughed and slapped his leg a step. Mr. Bojangles, Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on, dance. He said the name Bojangles, and he danced a lick. Across the cell, he grabbed his pants for a better stance. He jumped up high, high. He clicked his heels. He let go, I laugh. You know, he let go, I laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on, dance. He danced for those minstrel shows and county fairs. Throughout the South, he spoke with tears, 15 years, and how his dog and him traveled about. His dog up and died, you know, his dog up and died. After 20 years, he still grieves. He said, I dance now at every chance, honky tonks, drinks and tips. Most of my time I spend behind these counter bars, 'cause I drink a bit. He shook his head. Yes, he shook his head. I heard someone ask, please. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles.